Can you turn the microphone?
How's this?
Perfect.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Hudak, 553 Malbech. One thing, I think we should get the other mic fixed. And also, thanks to all the board members, staff, and attorneys for the time and effort that you put into managing and improving the township. And I really don't see how you could spend time in a 2-hour work meeting and then go right into a 2-hour or 1-hour board meeting. Kudos to you. 2 items. One, sidewalks missing or in need of repair on Washtenaw Avenue. I understand that the township, in conjunction with the Reimagine Washtenaw initiative, is working on and making progress toward providing safe, usable, and attractive sidewalks on Washtenaw. It's really hard to imagine that Washtenaw Avenue has evolved into such an unsafe, unfriendly, and ugly state for residents, shoppers, and visitors. Please try to take a little time, if you can, to take a walk on Washtenaw Avenue between Gulfside and Hewitt and beyond. And you'll have no trouble understanding the problem. And just to make it into a multi-purpose trip, there's also lunch or dinner at the Casablanca, the Faux House, or Cottage Inn. And you can get some groceries at Fresh Time then while you try out the sidewalks. So the second issue I have is sidewalk snow removal ordinance. I hope I understand correctly that a sidewalk snow removal ordinance is making progress, at least for the major roads and for the commercial areas. I applaud the board members, attorneys, and staff who are working on this, and I hope you can keep it up and not let the ordinance fall through the cracks this time around. Can we make it happen in time for winter 2018? Having a snow ordinance that addresses major roads and commercial areas will, of course, solve some major and obvious problems. Furthermore, will benefit me and other residents who use sidewalks in these areas. But what about the residents who live in areas where sidewalks are often neglected? I think it's probably true that residents with sidewalks usually clear them themselves. And then there are many streets who don't have sidewalks. But why neglect the others, even if it's only a few, who have a problem with uncleared sidewalks on their street? Some examples that I've received from residents are Hunter Avenue and Jones Street. What's the problem with having a useful ordinance, even if it isn't used much? So, thanks for listening.
Thank you. Are there any other comments, public comments?
My name is Arloa Kaiser. I live at 1421 Melvin Street, and obviously I'm still opposed to having an ordinance for cleaning sidewalks. Businesses, yes, but we have all these ordinances. We need people to enforce them. People aren't using the sidewalks, and you can't keep the snow off when it's raining, when it's snowing day in, day out. And enough of that. I just wanted to say that this year, the street sweepers did a fantastic job. And basically there were 2 of them, one behind the other, that went down our street, down in the Gale Court. And I also want to say that we got really good reaction from calling 911, the non-emergency number. There was a drain grill that was at an angle, and I called, and I don't know how long it was, but they came and put a barrel over the hole because there were kids playing and riding their bicycles around. And then the next day, it was replaced. And so they did a real good job about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll go to the consent agenda. We have the minutes of the April 17th work session, regular meeting, the April 24th special meeting, closed session May 2nd, special meeting and closed session May 9th, and special meeting and closed session.
Support.
Statements and checks and the treasurer's report, ma'am? Yes. Okay. We have a motion for the consent agenda.
Support.
Motion by Rose, supported by Eldridge. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Attorney's report, do you have any additional items to report, Mr. Winter?
Just in regards to the Washtenaw sidewalk easements, we have, I know the supervisor's office and as well as Nathan Vogt to continue to make contact with the property owners to obtain those easements, and we're hoping to have some kind of resolution on it in the next, probably next week and a half. So we are working to get the easements finalized. So Trustee Wilson asked me during the moment of your presentation, and I did realize we did have some progress breakthrough this week too. So,
Thank you. I think we've been working 5 years on it.
been a while.
Yeah.
Thanks for being diligent.
Kind of rookie mission start off.
Under old business, we have item number 1 is a second reading of resolution 2018-07, proposed ordinance 2018-477, an ordinance to amend chapter 22 of the Charter Township Ypsilanti Code of Ordinances by adding a new article requiring registration of commercial and industrial business. The first reading was held at April 17, 2018, regular meeting. Clerk Rowe?
I would so move approval of the second reading of the resolution for the proposed ordinance 2018-47, the changes to the application that were mentioned tonight at the board meeting. Sorry about that. Including changing the time to 60 days and changing the application for the new folks. Was that it?
Yeah, to include.
To include those two
Hours of
changes. Oh, and the hours of operation too. That was it. So move.
Wait, we have
Support.
we have a motion and support. Trustee Eldridge?
Number of employees.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll friendly, that's included in my motion.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? So this is a new business registration for those who were at the work session, and there's no cost for existing businesses to do it. And we hope to market local businesses in Ypsilanti Township so people will buy local and be local. And this is one step towards that. And it also helps with the safety aspect, as our fire department will know if there's any flammable materials in there and how many employees they have. And so I welcome this and appreciate Mike Radzik moving this forward, and it's going to be good. Going to be good.
Who supported it?
I did.
Motion by Rose, support by Doe. All right, we have to do a roll call vote because this is an ordinance. Joe Rowe?
Yes.
Eldridge?
Yes.
Ross Williams?
Yes.
Rowe?
Yes.
Stumbo votes yes. Doe?
Yes.
And Wilson?
Yes.
It is approved and the second reading is adopted. Number 2 is a second reading of Resolution 2018-11, which is proposed ordinance 2018-478, an ordinance amending the ordinance number 74, the zoning ordinance, so as to rezone 1250 East Michigan Avenue, being parcel ID K1110-107011, from its current B3 General Business District zoning classification to IRO, which is Industrial Research Office District zoning classification. The first reading was held at the April 17th regular meeting, and the Planning Commission also approved this.
I would so move resolution 2018-11, which is reference to the ordinance 2018-478, the second reading of the ordinance, enthusiastically.
Motion Rowe.
Support.
Support Eldridge. This is a parcel on East Michigan Avenue. There is a business that wants to locate on East Michigan Avenue from Plymouth. And it's a reuse of a vacant building, and it is for engineering testing facility and research. And the reason they are wanting to come to Ypsilanti Township is because of the American Center for Mobility. So we're very excited to have them here and look forward to all the great things happening on East Michigan Avenue. Any other comments or questions? We have a motion and support when, again, it is a ordinance change, so we have to do a roll call vote. Gerald Roll?
Yes.
Eldridge?
Yes.
Ross Williams?
Yes.
Rowe?
Yes.
Stumbo vote yes. Doe?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes,
Do you want Wilson Jr. or Wilson?
Wilson. You can say Wilson, that's fine.
The motion carries. Under new business, we have budget amendment number 9. Clerk Rowe?
I have a motion to increase the general fund budget by $870,555, and that's for PTO payout of $2,264, to pave Foley Street for $211,700, the large road agreement, which is for $583,561, and for LED conversion project of streetlights for $61,000, and for the soil testing for the fuel tanks in the back of the Civic Center parking lot for $11,950. I want to move to increase the fire fund by $400,615, and that the majority is for $376,615. That's to redo the parking lot at the Ford Boulevard main fire station and the sidewalks and curbs which are in deplorable shape there, and $24,000 for a future new vehicle for the fire department that will be brought back later to the board. Moved also to increase the bike, sidewalk, recreation roads and the general fund, or the BSR2 fund budget by $10,680, and that's to provide engineering services to add the road bike path between Bridge Street and Watsonville. Moved to increase the 14B District Court Fund by $5,030, and $3,930 of that is for court innovations later on the agenda tonight, and also $1,100 for rent software. These are both to increase the efficiency of the court through internet services. I would move all those budget amendments.
Second.
Motion Rose, support Ross Williams to approve the budget amendments or comment? I would just like to say that we are very thankful for the voters who did vote to approve the millage for the fire department. And one of the large capital projects was the replacing the existing original concrete at the Ford Boulevard station. So it's a $500,000 total project, and it really wouldn't have happened without that. So we're very appreciative of the voters who did approve it. We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? It is approved. And the next item is a request to approve the local government approval of a small winemaker license for Robert G. Jr. and Paula Sowitke to be located at 6216 Swallow Lane.
Move to approve. Support.
Motion Doe, support
Rowe.
Rowe. Gerald Rowe. Discussion?
Make sure that we add, if all right with you, Mr. Doe, add that it's contingent on no sales take place on the actual property.
Yes.
That's fine.
Friendly amendment? Okay. So this is our first small winemaker license in Ypsilanti Township. We actually have a grape grower in Ypsi Township on Stony Creek Road. They make local wine, and in order to sell it to the farmers market and to restaurants, they need this license. So it's the first in Ypsi Township, so welcome. We have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3 is a request to approve the Metro Act application of Lightspeed Communications LLC per Act 48 of 2002.
So move.
Support.
Motion Gero, support Eldridge. We do have a representative here from Lightspeed Communications. I'm not, yeah, do you want to, I think it's interesting, would you? I know residents have come to the board meeting in the past and would like to have alternative choices for Comcast, and this would be one.
Good. Well, thank you for the consideration of our permit application. Lightspeed is a East Lansing-based telecommunications provider.
Your name, sir? I'm sorry, your name.
I'm sorry, my name. I'm Tim LaBelle from Lightspeed. We're an East Lansing-based telecommunication provider. We've been in business since 2014, building and operating new fiber optic networks in the community, the greater communities of Lansing and Rapids, and soon to be Ypsilanti, providing competitive telecommunications services, namely super fast internet service to residents and small businesses of the communities we serve.
Other questions? He has there's an actual map in the packet. You're starting in Ypsilanti City, I think that's your, and then you're going to.
Ypsilanti, City of Ypsilanti, Ypsilanti Township and Pittsfield Township will be our first deployments with plans to expand to cover nearly 100% of all those communities.
So in the map, the proposed route, is the blue your proposed route?
Blue, I think there's two colors, blue and yellow. Yeah, they're both they both represent the same proposed service areas.
Okay, so it's DuPont, Bergen, Dexter, North Lawn, East Lawn area, so I know some residents live.
Those will be
Harding, McKinley, Merrill, so it's on the west side, South Congress Street.
for clarification, the yellow represents DTE Energy poles that will be attaching to. Blue represents AT&T telephone poles that will be attaching to.
You're going to attach your service to?
That's correct. We're going to build new fiber optic network on all of those poles.
And it's called the dark web?
No.
Dark
No.
fiber?
Well, it's
Dark something?
Yeah. No, it's the fiber when it's built is considered dark fiber until
Oh,
we
dark
actually put the
fiber.
electronics on it and
With
make it a
elec-
lit service. But
Okay, I knew the word dark was in there, I didn't know what
Yeah.
it meant.
definitely not the dark web.
Okay, dark fiber.
Yes,
Still sounds bad, just saying, but,
it'll be a lit service when we're complete this summer.
okay. Are there any questions?
I think that you should tell folks what your competitive price for internet services and the speed's going to be, because, our only, well, never mind, I won't get into that.
Yeah. So our introductory price is $59 per month. That's for a 1 gigabit per second service. That's 1,000 megabits per second, somewhere between 10 and 100 times faster than traditional cable or DSL type services. Our mission is to deliver a service that's ready for the next 30 years.
Light speed?
Lightspeed.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
how long do you think it would be till you get to maybe the southern part of the township out here?
Yeah,
This area?
that's a
Northern,
difficult
east?
question to answer in this setting. What you see there, we anticipate completing before the end of the summer.
All right.
Expansion will follow, kind of growing out from those areas represented on that map. For perspective, it's taken us about 4 years to build most of Lansing and East Lansing areas.
Okay.
So I think that somewhere in that timeline for to cover the whole township is probably not an unreasonable expectation.
Thank you.
Yep.
Madam Chair, just real.
Yes.
Thank you. Just real quick, I know if I saw some information online about people, wanting to sign up for the services. I'm hoping, kind of just like Trustee Wilson, I know I have asked to sign up for the services, and I live on the north side of the township. So, so this is great. Fiber optics, honestly, is the way to go forward. And hopefully you'll be expanding soon. So I just wanted to make sure I put that comment out there.
I thank you very much for your support.
Yeah, we talked about West Willow next, just to see, because it's so many condensed houses, and you talked about highly concentrated areas is a good place to go, so we did mention that. All of the lots, subdivisions are 50, 40, 45, 50 feet in size, so
Good.
there's a lot of opportunities for light speed here, it sounds like.
Well, we're excited. We're very excited. And the response we've seen from the community at large has been better than expected at this early stage, so.
Do you get involved with the community and other communities, like
In what?
volunteer?
In what?
Do you get involved? Like,
Absolutely, yeah. In Lansing, we've made significant financial and time investments in our community. Probably the most notable is support of an exhibit at the Lansing Children's Museum, Science Museum in Lansing, that we've made a significant support of.
Okay, good. We have a couple of robotics teams with the schools that, there's a-
We love supporting STEM
okay.
in the schools.
Excellent, excellent. So we have a motion, support. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is request the approval of the Ypsilanti Township Economic Development Strategy. It's on our website for those who have not seen it.
Move to approve.
Support.
Motion Doe, support Gerald Rowe, I think. It was requested that this be part of our master plan too, and Stan at the presentation at the Planning Commission, did they agree to?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. This was funded through a grant from Washtenaw County, and it's really starting to lay the foundation for more economic development strategies and community engagement and master plan update, and we really haven't done that in a long, long time, so this is the first of many steps to come. We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is request to approve the East Michigan Avenue and E-Course Road placemaking plan.
So moved. Second.
Motion Gerald Rowe, support Ross Williams. Discussion?
Madam Chair, I'd just like to say thank you again, and I'm so excited about these corridors being redeveloped in our communities. They're long overdue, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a board member. It really is. Stan, did you have any comments since you sat on this committee, or?
No, I just would echo what Megan said earlier, the work that was put in by everybody, and I'm not sure anybody here remembers it, maybe other than Doug, that E-Course Road used to be a two-lane road, so we're kind of just returning to where it was 30 years ago. So, no, it's a good plan, and Carlisle did an excellent job of presenting it and seeking input. So I would echo what everyone else has said here. It's just it's a good time to be here.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was horse and buggy when.
When Doug was here, it was. Yeah, he had the.
Strike that from the record. Okay.
Dark web.
Okay, any other comment? Hearing none?
I just wanted to thank the businesses that helped participated in this plan also, so I just wanted to put that on the record.
We have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 6 is request to approve the proposal of OHM for the construction services for the fire station, headquarters parking lot improvements in an amount not to exceed $49,900, which is budgeted in line item 206-970-000-976-005.
Move to approve.
Motion Wilson,
Support.
support Rowe. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 7 is an amendment to the original professional services agreement with OHM for professional engineering design services for the additional work for the Grove Road pathway in an amount not to exceed $10,680, which is budgeted in line item 212-212-000-997-007.
Move to approve.
Support.
Motion Ross Williams, support Gerald Rowe. Discussion? This is redoing the existing bike path on Grove Road at the corner of Bridge going east. And it will connect to the new CBDG grant funded bike pathway to the school as well. We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 8 is a request to approve the agreement between the City of Ypsilanti, the Township of Ypsilanti, and the Board of County Road Commissioners for the Emmerich Street pavement removal and resurfacing project between Grove Road and the I-94 Service Drive in the amount of $55,000, which is budgeted in line item 101-446-000-818-022.
So move.
Motion Rowe,
Support.
support Wilson. Comments?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I would just like to add that I'm so excited to partner with the city and look forward to other creative ways that we can do that together in the future.
Yes. The first, again, since for a long time, so that is good. And this street definitely needs it. We have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 9 is request of Mark Nelson, 14B Court Magistrate, to renew the RANT software annual license fee in the amount of $1,100, which is budgeted in line item 236-136-000-819-006.
Move to approve.
Support.
Motion Doe, support Jero. Is there questions on this? The renewal of the software we currently have? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 10 is request of Mark Nelson, our magistrate, for approval of the second addendum to the Memorandum of Understanding between 14B Court and the Court Innovations Incorporated to increase the monthly fee by $405 and a setup fee of $1,500, which is budgeted in line item 236-136-000-819-006.
Second.
Motion Rowe, support Ross William. Discussion? This license fee will just make it, the 14B court, able to communicate more online with our residents to pay tickets and set up court dates and warrants, all those things, which we currently don't have. We have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 11 is request to waive the financial policy and approve the proposal from the Innovative Environmental Solutions for soil testing of fuel systems removal at the Civic Center in the amount of $11,950, which is budgeted in line item 101-265-000-931-020. Motion Rowe,
Support.
support Eldridge. Discussion?
We have to do it.
Yep. And the results will be brought back to the board to see if there's any further testing required. So just be careful when you have gas tanks on site. These are the part of the process.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Just a thought I just had was, is this something that like the Brownsfield development could help with, or would there be any dollars from them to subset that?
I don't know.
Just look into it.
We can check.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems,
We can still.
I'm not sure if it's for economic development. No, it's for, you're right.
Right.
for-
It's
for-
like a
yeah.
Site.
That's phase 1 assessment. Phase 1 assessment, but
Yeah. So would that be what?
we can look into that. I don't know, but it's a good question, very good
Phase
question.
1 might be soil, no, it's not. It's not soil tested. Phase 1 is just look at all the title work and stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, let's just ask.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. Any other comments or questions? Attorney Winters, you've reviewed the contract.
Yeah, yes, I have.
Do you have any comment?
It's in proper form.
Okay. We have a motion sort to approve it. It's in proper form. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 12 is a request to approve the 2018 Ypsilanti Township third agreement with the Washtenaw County Road Commission for the improvements to the local township roads in the amount of $583,561.20. It's budgeted in line item 101-446-000-818-022.
Move to approve.
Support.
Motion, Joe, support Wilson to approve. Are there questions or comments? I know there was, I just want, we'll find out why the different 3 inches versus 2 inches, right?
We were correct. Karen was correct. It's the thickness of the
What's
existing.
currently there.
Okay. And,
You got a fast response here. You got a telecom to the road commission?
I know. Trustee with,
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about, this is great that the township, again, is, partnering to take care of our roads. I think we have some of the better roads in the county because we try and do our due diligence to take care of them, so that's my comment.
Clerk Rowe?
I just want to say this is almost $1 million worth of road project, but because we can use our matching funds through the road commission, we're able to reduce it down to just under $600,000. And this is in conjunction with almost a $400,000 bond payment that we pay for $6 million worth of roads. So the township, even out of the general fund and combined with our bond payment, puts almost $1 million into roads. And that doesn't include Emmerich Street at $55,000 and Foley of 211. So it's going to be over like a $1.2 million of new upgraded roads. And then, of course, our $400,000 that we're still paying on a $6 million bond payment. Takes a lot to keep them up.
We have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 13 is a request to approve an easement agreement between Ypsilanti Township, Willow Run Arsenal of Democracy Land Holdings, which is RAD, and the American Center for Mobility,
So moved.
ACM. Motion Rowe.
Support.
Or
Support Wilson. Attorney Winters?
Yes, this is a request of ACM and RED to have an easement that would allow them to construct a storm sewer to discharge water from their property into the Tyler Pond. And so this has been reviewed by the engineers. It's been reviewed by the Office of Community Standards. There were some revisions made and some proper form for the board to move forward and authorize the clerk and supervisor to sign the easement agreement at this time.
All right. We have a motion support. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 14 is request of Mike Radzik for authorization to seek legal action if necessary to abate the public nuisances for the property located at 1138 Lavona, 1252 Woodland, 7058 Hogan Drive, and 835 George Place, 665 North Miami Avenue, in the amount of $40,000, budgeted in line item 101-950-000-801-023. Motion Gerald Rowe, support Doe. Are there questions? Clerk Rowe?
I just wanted to say that I think like tonight's, we have public nuisance on our agenda almost every single meeting, but tonight's kind of shows you like the broad scope, because every single one of these, Lavonas and Galt Village, are all in different neighborhoods. Woodlands and West Willow, Hogan is on the south side, it's in the Mill Point, that's not the proper term, it's next to Mill Point. Amberley Grove, but it's on the south side, and then George Place and Miami are on the north side of the township, and it just shows that doesn't matter where it's at, there's always, houses that we really have to work on and really to keep the neighborhoods up. And I appreciate the work that I know Mike Radzik's Office of Community Standards and our attorney has done to move these forward. So thank you.
I agree. Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 15 is a request of Mike Radzik to approve the 2 contracts with Washtenaw County Sheriff to facilitate collaborative sharing of school resource deputies for the summer months with Lincoln Schools and Ypsilanti Community Schools in the amount of $45,701, which is budgeted in line item 266-301-000-831-008.
Move to approve.
Support.
Motion Doe, support Wilson. Gentlemen?
If I may just briefly, this is our 9th year partnering with
Is it
Lincoln
9 years?
Consolidated Schools in the Ypsilanti Community School District. And for trustee Eldridge, the math has been checked twice, and it is accurate. We always have the annual calculator check from
Attaboy.
trustee Eldridge. I also wanted to ask Lieutenant Morocco, you may notice there is a huge price difference between the contract amounts for Lincoln and Ypsilanti schools, and I would ask him to help explain why that is, and then I'll follow up with how we intend to use that savings.
Thank you. Lieutenant Morocco.
Mike Morocco with the Sheriff's Office. The school resource officer from Lincoln Schools has a medical issue that he's going to be getting taken care of about halfway through the summer. If we didn't cut that the contract short there, the township would end up picking up a couple weeks of FMLA. So what we did is, I went and got the contract reworked to make sure that that didn't impact the citizens of Ypsilanti Township at all. It's a pretty significant savings, maybe 15, 20,000.
It's about 20, a little over 25,000.
So we did that, and but the program itself's been excellent, bringing the people who normally traditionally work in the schools, they come out and work in the neighborhoods while the kids are no longer in school. So they know most of them. It's a real good resource for the regular patrol deputies who might not have that same contact with the kids.
Puts more boots on the ground.
Absolutely.
And I know the schools really appreciate it as well, because they would have to pay for them to be at
It's a
school. when
win-win.
There's no one at school, yes.
It is a win-win-win, actually. So.
Yeah, great.
Win-win-win.
Yeah.
We will be. Any other comments?
I just wanted to mention the savings from the Lincoln contract will be addressed with the very last item, which is the Holmes Road maintenance request, just so that the board is aware that those savings will be redirected, if approved, for an improvement at that law enforcement
To reopen
station.
it for the summer program.
Yes.
For the summer program and beyond is the plan.
The trustees did receive late this afternoon a copy of two documents from Lieutenant Morocco. One was the 2018 Summer Policing Deployment Plan, as well as a description of Project CARE, which is a youth programming for the summer, which is very intense and has had very good benefits for the township. Those are proprietary confidential documents because they involve police resource allocations and deployment. But if you wish, Lieutenant Morocco is here to give a very brief explanation of what those summer plans are.
We would love to hear.
So the CARE project, what we've done is over time, we've engaged with the youth and the community very well, but mostly from a enforcement standpoint. And we had a group, occasionally we'll have groups of certain people who require enhanced attention paid to them, which end up taking up a lot of the time of the groups that we've got trying to move on to do some positive things within the community and with the juveniles. And within the neighborhoods overall. So what we've done is, the object is we've brought together, we were able to leverage a couple of different things to pull to add 2 more people to that group that generally deals with the juvenile situation during the summer. Now, what we're going to do is try and move them up into one area, use them as a community resource, and they've got a bunch of programs planned, including a junior academy that's gone on for, that one's about 5 years now, the Ball-In series, where it's the basketball games and whatnot in the neighborhoods. We have a walking series we've been doing. So basically what we're going to try and do is, while holding on to that enforcement piece, which has been the attention we've paid over the last several years, the way that we've went about it, we've driven down, some crime stats by real significant margins by engaging the way that we have been. So what we're going to try and do is hang on to those gains and then move forward with some positive interactions, and that we're going to try and do right out of that Station 8, which we closed about 10 years ago when we had everybody had to tighten the belt in 2008. So.
Madam Chair.
Yes, What about the employment of our youth as well?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. One of the elements to the CARE program is we're going to bring in 3, maybe 4. We have one that we're trying to get in, who will be young people who will be interns to work directly with the officers as part of the CARE program. Now, not only are they going to be working and helping as an extra set of hands and engaging with the youth, what we're also going to do with them is for them to come on, so they're between 16 and 18 years old. So for them to come on, they had to apply. They had to bring us a resume. They're going to sit through a formal interview. We're going to try and give them the skills to go out and get jobs in the real world. And then we're going to have them sit in different like job shadowing throughout the 8 weeks that they're involved with us. For instance, they'll sit in with our human resources director and watch what she does for the day. We'll have them also with police officers, with corrections, if it's age appropriate. They have to be old enough to be around that. And also many of the other things. We have emergency management. We have courts, prosecutors, all the stuff that the county has. We're going to try and put these folks into different positions to be able to learn from those experiences.
Good. I'm sorry, Trustee Rowe. Gerald Rowe.
I would just like to say thank you so much to Lieutenant Morocco and the whole police force, and of course Mike, and you guys work closely together. But in your departmental report, I was so impressed, and I think it just, for everyone here and for our minutes, within it says, from a year-to-date perspective, comparing 2018 to the same period in 2017, which are probably the statistics you were just talking about, we've had several positive comparisons. Robberies are down 41%, motor vehicle theft is down 31%, larcenies in all categories are down 18%, and home invasions and burglaries are down 7%. So thank you, and we couldn't, do that without you, and it's just wonderful to see our community improving.
Well, thank you. I'm going to blow the horn of my people for a second. That home invasion number is 7% less than the 41% reduction we've had over the last 3 years. So they're doing great work.
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for, obviously this project and obviously what will be coming later on the agenda about the Holmes Road Station.
Yes.
But I also wanted to make sure that for me personally, that I told you that, and also the department, that I'm so sorry about the loss of Julia Hodges.
Yes, that was
I know she
terrible.
worked very diligently in the community and in the West Willow with her kids and with the summer program and throughout the whole community. So I just wanted to express my condolences.
That was a terrible loss. I mean, she made impact on a lot of people within the community.
All right.
Thank you.
So we have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a request to approve the agreement with Washtenaw County Road Commission for Foley Avenue CBDG Local Road Project, which is grant funded, in the amount of $211,700 with a minimum of $130,000 from the grant funds and $81,700 funded by the township, which is budgeted in line item 101-446-000-818-022.
So moved.
Motion Rowe?
Support.
Support. Which one? Ross Williams?
Somebody down,
I don't know.
something down there.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 17 is a request to approve the purchase agreement with DTE for the LED conversion of 105 lights at various locations throughout Ypsilanti Township in the amount of $61,079.60, budgeted in line item 101-956-000-926-050.
So moved.
Motion Rowe, support Eldridge. Discussion?
I just wanted to say, Brenda asked me, Supervisor Stumble asked me, she said, and I didn't even realize that we'd been, like, what was the savings over all the projects? We actually started this in 2013. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, our 6th year. of converting old high-pressure sodiums. They draw a lot of electricity, so it's good for the environment. They're going to be using less. But the really, the upside too is like there's a huge savings. Some of the lights that we always do, some lights that are on our bill, the townships, the taxpayers' general fund bill, and then the other ones are on the actual residents that get, at the end of the year, get a special assessment for streetlights. So combined over those years is $102,090.02 of saving in the actual electrical bill, which also reflects a lower usage of the power that we're using. So it's good for the community, it's good for the environment, it saves us all money. So it's a great project, and we get a rebate. We don't get as much now. The rebate was more when you had the big draw, the big lights, the high-pressure sodium, the mercury vapor lights. And so as we go down, we don't get as big a rebate because the lights we're replacing aren't using it as much, but it's still a great deal. This has 4 different sections that we're going to do. There's a map in the back. I know it's on Tyler Street for the township lights, and also the roundabout, which I couldn't believe it. I think it has 15 lights, like I go through at Stony Creek and on Whitaker, but it's going to replace those to that, and then it's going to be 2 different subdivision areas, south side, Creekside West and Creekside Manors and Creekside South, those 3, to replace those. And then on the west side, I think it's Kirk and Jones, I'm pretty sure, an area over there. So it's 4 different areas of township.
In Harris Road?
No, Harris. No, she was.
Next year.
Yeah, she was asking about Harris. Actually, she was asking about new lights for Harris. So thank you.
Well, good. Good seeing you. We have any other questions or comment? We have a motion in support. Motion by Rowe. Who is it supported by?
Stan.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 18 is a request to set a public hearing date of Tuesday, June 19th at approximately 7 p.m. for the creation of a streetlight special assessment District 211, Creekside Village West 2.
So moved.
Second, Eldridge.
Support.
Support Doe to set the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Authorizations and bids. At the request of Travis McDougall, IS Manager, for approval to seek the request for proposals for the installation of a cellular repeater system for the Township Civic Center and 14B Court.
Support.
Motion, Gerald Rose, support Doe. Questions or comment? They'll come back to the board for approval, and you'll be able to listen or talk on your cell phone in the township without going to the window, standing up on one foot. This is good. We need it desperately. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 2 is request award the low bid for the fire station HQ parking lot to Doan Construction in the amount of $360,466.66, with a contingency amount of $36,000 for a total of $396,466. Budget in line item 206-970-000-976-005, contingent upon attorney review of the specs or the contract.
So moved.
Support.
Motion Eldridge, support Wilson. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3 is a request of Mike Radzik for authorization to, is correct, to waive the financial policy and accept a bid from AR Total Construction for a variety of maintenance work at the police facility located at 1405 Holmes Road in an amount not to exceed $25,000, which is budgeted in line item 266-301-000-931-011.
I'd like to offer a motion that's different than what's on the agenda based on the information today. My understanding is that Wayne has got a couple more proposals that's come in for the whole project, and that he's also willing to bid each item separately. So the motion I'd like to offer is that we authorize for Wayne to make a recommendation with the 3 full-time administrators' approval to either, 1, come back with one complete bid. It would be this construction company, Total Construction, or 2 other ones that he has, or to accept individual bids, 1 for carpet, 1 for paint, 1 for, based on whichever one he could come up with the lowest cost for the township, subject to the 3 full-time officials and Wayne's recommendation. That's my motion.
Motion Rowe,
Support.
support for discussion. Wilson,
And, yeah, and I want to include in the motion, if it's all right, not to exceed the $25,000 as listed on the board's agenda.
okay.
And we apologize that that information came late today. Wayne was off. Everyone's really been shooting the gun and really trying to work hard because we just found out like 2 weeks ago, I think it was, that this was a possibility to open up that station. So we're really trying to move this forward. I know it's not, part of it too is to waive the financial policy. That should be my motion too. I apologize. But it's just to move things forward. It's not, that's why it's happening. So we can get the police officers in there by, get this project done and get them there by mid-June.
And Wayne did work with Mike Radzik and Lieutenant Morocco, and they met on site, and they did send it out for proposals to do a lot of the work that's being done. There was only one proposal that could do it in that time frame because he put it all together. And based on what you were just telling me, there's some people that might be able to do part of, like if it's a carpet, if it's painting.
I guess you got 2 more proposals in, right, Mike, today?
So I spoke with Wayne today, and as was mentioned, this proposal just came up maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago. Supervisor Stumbo has been pressing myself and others for quite a while to, is the time right to reopen that station and get some increased visibility in the northeast portion of the township? And then Lieutenant Morocco came forward with this proposal. Let's house the summer programming at the Holmes Road Station, and then after the summer, we'll see how we can move that forward to maintain some presence there. So, you know the history. It was renovated, I think, in 2000, 2001. It was an old fire station converted to a police facility. And it was shuttered about almost 10 years ago after staffing cutbacks during the recession. It was reopened a couple of years ago on a limited basis, so the deputies use it as a drop-in station where they can make phone calls, write reports, interview witnesses and victims of crimes, etc. We also host the Holmes Road area neighborhood watch meetings in that building. In order to reopen it for use, the locker rooms, both male and female, were winterized years ago, so the pipes are still full of antifreeze. Has to be reactivated. The generator was decommissioned. It sorely needs paint, gutters, soffits, downspouts, etc. Most of the sections of flooring, both carpet and hard flooring, are in disrepair and need to be, not all of it, but most of it needs to be replaced, and that which we won't replace will simply be cleaned. So Wayne put out, I think, 5 different feelers to different companies asking for quotes and bids. Only Total Construction did provide something in writing, and I was able to get a copy of it from them today, because Wayne wasn't available. He was off today. I did speak to him late this afternoon, and he said he expects to receive 1, possibly 2 other potential bids in the next couple of days. He doesn't know where the pricing will be. So I would respectfully ask that you approve the work to move forward, not to exceed $25,000. I have executed a line item transfer from the school deputy contract savings over to the maintenance account for this building. And I would also ask that we be able to select either a single source or combination of sources in order to get the best pricing, in order to get the work done in the next 2 to 3 weeks, contingent upon the 3 full-time officials' approval and review by legal counsel to ensure that the contract is in order and all the insurances and so forth are in place.
I'm so sorry. Question?
Madam Chair, just a comment. I'm just looking forward to having more visibility on the northeast side, and hopefully we can utilize that space moving forward as well after the summer.
I would also like to just mention our ordinance department staff often go into some pretty ugly structures. Every once in a while, they have a need to strip down because of exposure to fleas, mold, other contaminants. And currently, unfortunately, they're doing what they can to bag stuff up, uniforms that we give them, and then go home to clean. We would like to, there's sufficient locker rooms there that we would like to be able to give them an opportunity to store some clean uniforms, the ability to safely remove and contain those contaminated clothing items, shower, clean up, change into something fresh, and resume their shift without interruption. So that's the other small little piece of it that we intend to use that for.
Are new chairs for the neighborhood watch meeting, is that in?
We haven't discussed
Is
that.
that, well,
But there is contingency money in that 25,000, so we can certainly look at that as well.
I don't know where you got the metal chairs from.
I have no idea. Washtenaw County put most of the furniture, the phones, the computers are all county-owned and county-operated. They also operate the internet connection at that building, and they allow our IT department to piggyback on that at no cost for our cameras there and our door access control system there.
We appreciate that.
That's all been done.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we have a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Oh, Clerk Rowe, would you like to
Well, I
read
just
them?
want to, for the record, the motion is to approve Wayne Dunner's recommendation with the 3 full-time officials' approval to accept either a bid on the entire project or individual bids, whichever one comes out better, not to exceed the $25,000 and to waive the financial penalty, just for the record. Contingent upon the attorney's review, the contract. Thank
Okay.
you. Since I didn't have my mic on, anyways, I wrote it down.
So we had a motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion adjourned.
Support.
Motion to adjourn, support. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all for
Goodbye.
coming.